Hello, welcome back guys. So in part 2 I'm gonna texture the faucet and composite it. I think this content will be useful to you. So let's go ahead and start making it. So first I'm going to texture the faucet. So I want the faucet to be metal, like corroded metal, and split your viewport to true and go to shade editor on here. I'll turn on screencast keys here, and then add a new material to the faucet. So to import the material, I have downloaded some textures from Polygon website. You can download them by clicking the link in the description. So to import the textures, I'm gonna use a shortcut. Press Ctrl+Shift+T and select your files. So after importing, after applying these materials, recheck the metalness. Recheck the metalness file texture, and then go into edit mode while selecting the faucet and press A to select all and U and Smart UV project. Click Smart UV project and it will unwrap this faucet. So now to check whether the texturing is correct, press C and go to material preview. So it works pretty well. So but you can see here there is some screwed up parts, so I'm going to go and fix them quickly by adding some loops. So after fixing them, you need to add the same material to this handle. So go to material panel, don't press new, and select our material by this arrow icon, and that will give the material to the handle as well. And then unwrap that by clicking U and by clicking Smart UV project. Same thing what we did to the faucet. So now the faucet texturing is done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a color ramp node here to the roughness. So move this black mark front to the front to make it more to increase the roughness. So play with it sometime. Alright, this much is enough. So after doing that, and then you need to what you need to do is add a plane. So I'm going to go to solid mode quickly and add a plane, and click want to go to front orthographic view and press R, Y and 90 to rotate the plane 90 degrees on Y axis and move it here and scale it up, and then go to the modifier properties tab while selecting the plane and add a subdivision surface modifier, and then go to edit mode and right click, then select subdivide and then set 15 for the number of cuts. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new material like by pressing new in shader editor, and then like before press Ctrl Shift T to import the textures. So I'm gonna quickly import my texture. So you can download it by going to Polygon website. So after downloading and importing that, I'm gonna go to UV editor in here, select UV editor and go to press tab to go to the edit mode, and now you can see it unwrapped it as the same size as the picture, but I want this to be I want the cells to be square, so I'm scaling it down on x-axis. So now there's squares. So I'm gonna quickly go to material preview and get out of the edit mode, and now you can see this texture is have been rotated. So I'm going misplaced. I want this to be rotated 90 degrees, so I'm gonna quickly rotate that on x-axis. So that's good, and then after rotating that, go to shader editor, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade smooth this plane and set the scale mid-level to 0 and the scale to 0.1. Sorry, 0.01 or maybe 0.2. That's good. Alright, so after setting that, I'm going to position the camera. So press Ctrl Alt 0 to position the camera like this, and then press N to go with this bar, and go to View tab and click this box in Lock Camera to View. So now the camera is locked to your view. So now you can position the camera like this. Then go to this render engine and select it to be cycles, and if you have a GPU you can select GPU compute, and I'm gonna go back to material properties. I'm gonna go to this I'm gonna go to the settings, and I'm gonna change this displacement to bump only to displacement only, and then now you can go to the render view. Now you can see you got some bumps in here. So after setting that, you can play around with until you find some good weave. And set this light source to be a sun and set the strength to 7, and you can increase this strength and set the way the light flow. So after setting that, check the final result. Go ahead and render the image by going to Composite tab and by clicking this icon. So go ahead and click that icon to render. So after rendering the image, go back into the Compositing tab and add a weaver node and connect these two nodes, and you can scale down the image by pressing V and scale up the image by pressing Alt plus V. So now I'm going to click while pressing Shift, I'm gonna right click and cut through these two nodes, and that will make a joint, so it's easy to use. And then I'm gonna add a layer node. So what this layer node does is it's adding a glow to our tab mesh. So now you can see this is set to streaks, so I'm gonna make that for glow and set the mix to 0.1 and size to 9, and then I'm gonna add a hue saturation value and then set the hue to 0.6, and then I'm gonna add a bright contrast tab and set the bright contrast to 0.3. So after making that, you can download that image by going to this render tab here. So that's it, you have made a pretty good textured nice faucet. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and leave a comment.